Hey, it's a natural medic. Out exploring some trails near Leadville, Colorado. Doing the Interlaken Trail today. I was planning on doing Elbert, but the weather was not the best to do that today, so save it for another day. This trail is going to take us down to an old resort facility. It's kind of a ghost resort, I guess. And we'll go check that out. Hope you'll join me as we go down to the Interlaken near Leadville, Colorado. When you're hiking along the Twin Lakes here, these are glaciated lakes from when there were glaciers in this part of what is now Colorado. Mountain straight out here, that's Elbert. Highest peak in Colorado, second highest peak in all of the lower 48 states. Getting closer to the Interlaken area, so stay with me. Made it to the Interlaken site. There is an historic cabin here. I really wouldn't call it a cabin though, it's more like a regular house almost. See the little pointy roof things? I'm not sure what the technical term is. There's the chimney. I'm up in the topmost portion, walked in on this trail straight over here to get here. There was a number of folks on the front porch enjoying their lunch, which is perfectly fine. But I didn't film that part because I didn't think they would consent to being on camera. But wouldn't this be cool to live out here and just look in this cupola up here? Hey, do me a favor. If you're liking this video, give it a thumbs up so it gets out to more people. And if you're listening on the podcast, send me a message. Let me know what you're thinking about. Thanks. This is like a little windowed place up here. And you can look out and see Elbert and massive in the distance, a beautiful lake. There's some other buildings over there, which is also part of this historic site. The Forest Service did have to work with the Bureau of Reclamation and Lake County, Colorado history to move these buildings because they were going to get flooded. Created this lake, or I guess they modified the lake. The lake was already here, just modified for larger capacity. But wow, what a cool spot. On the second floor of this cabin, looks like it's supposed to be where the master bedroom was. A couple of little closets. And then another room over here. This is how you would get up and down from the cupola up top. You have this room here, which was maybe the master bedroom. Beautiful windows every direction. And over here you have other bedrooms. Looking out the back, another bedroom here. Lots of places to hang things. A little closet here. Yeah, just a closet. Little sitting area right there, and this goes down to the first floor. Let's go check it out. Right at the base of the stairs looks like a bathtub with a lavatory, and that was probably where the toilet was, over there. So that's pretty crazy. There's a porch that goes around the entire building. Kitchen or dining area with a stove. And here's another room here, which probably was the kitchen if you see from the vent up there. And then another room over here on the back side. Wow. There were still folks sitting outside whenever I came out of the Dexter Cabin. Well, look at this stuff. It's like a barn. Some other small little houses. It says Interlaken over there. Maybe like a big lodge. There's some corrals or livestock pens over there. Wow. So neat. So I'm standing here looking at these weathered buildings. This appears to be more of a barn. These over here actually are bathrooms. They had 6 seats in there with leather seats. This place kind of making a rustic place, but it wasn't really all that rustic. They had lots of activities here. at the Interlaken. Originally it was a different hotel started by Mr. Staley in 1879. You had all these areas out here under bluegrass. You could do all kinds of activities, riding boats out here in the lake. Some people rode a steamboat, some preferred the rowboats. So, very interesting as to how things worked out. Because of the Leadville boom, there was all kinds of things that were going on. They had a billiard hall, they had a pavilion. Unfortunately, the man who bought it from Mr. Staley, Mr. Dexter, which we saw his cabin earlier, there were a number of problems. In 1997, the Twin Lakes Reservoir Company, the lower lake, knocked out the road, access to a lot of areas. They had to rebuild the road. Dexter died in May of 1899, and pretty much he died with the resort. So here's the exterior of the Dexter Cabin. Wraparound porch. You can see the cupola I was in earlier, all the way at the top. What a nice, lovely view of the surrounding forest and mountains. The Dexter Cabin had been sitting here and kind of in disuse for a long time. In the early 1970s, the Bureau of Reclamation was turning this into a storage reservoir, the lake's nearby. And they put this house on the National Register. Actually had to move it 150 feet to higher ground on a new foundation. Anything that was original was now underwater. Okay, so I made it back. Here's the trailhead. That was about 5 4/4 of a mile round trip. Took just under 3 hours, 20 minutes. Hope you enjoyed your little history lesson. What a nice spot to be in. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Let me know any comments, questions you might have below, and I will leave you with this nice view from the parking lot. See you on the trail, everybody.